Have you ever found yourself feeling utterly drained after lending a hand? Or perhaps noticed that your generous spirit was quietly taken advantage of? It's a painful reality, isn't it, as we step into our golden years? Our energy, our precious time, and even our hard-earned resources become more valuable than ever. We've spent a lifetime working, raising families, contributing, and now, more than ever, these years are meant for us to enjoy. Yet, so often, we find ourselves still giving and giving. Sometimes to people who, perhaps without even intending to, slowly but surely chip away at our peace, our joy, and our well-being. It's a tough truth to face, but not everyone in our lives truly has our best interests at heart, even if they're close to us. And sometimes, the very act of extending help, out of kindness or a sense of duty, to certain individuals can become a silent, insidious force that undermines the very life you've worked so hard to build and deserve to live fully. This isn't about being unkind or selfish. It's about a profound act of self-preservation and protecting the precious years ahead. In this video, we're going to bravely look at 7 specific types of people you might encounter after 60 and why continuing to offer them certain kinds of help could quietly, but profoundly, ruin your peace, your financial security, and your cherished joy. This isn't about cutting people off. It's about setting wise boundaries that protect your most valuable assets, your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you. Something about protecting your spirit that you might not have considered before, which is perhaps the most important defense of all. Let's begin our journey by looking at the first type of person who might unknowingly drain your life's precious reserves. Have you ever known someone who just seems to live in a perpetual state of crisis? They are the constant victim, the eternal drainer of emotional energy. Every conversation with them becomes a deep dive into their latest misfortune, their newest problem, their insurmountable obstacle. No matter what advice you offer, what solutions you suggest, or how much emotional support you pour into them, nothing ever seems to change. They don't want solutions. They want to be heard, to be validated in their victimhood, and to lean on your unwavering shoulder. You might spend hours on the phone, listening to the same complaints, witnessing the same self-sabotaging patterns, and yet, they never take a concrete step to help themselves. You leave these interactions feeling utterly exhausted, as if they've siphoned off a piece of your vitality. Perhaps you've tried everything, offering practical advice, connecting them with resources, or simply being a listening ear. But the cycle never breaks. Your energy, which is so precious at this stage of life, is finite when you continually help someone who refuses to help themselves. You're not fostering growth. You're enabling a pattern that keeps both of you stuck. The quiet ruin here isn't a sudden storm, but a slow, persistent drizzle that eventually erodes your emotional resilience and leaves you feeling utterly depleted. Instead of continually offering your emotional energy, consider setting firm boundaries. You can say, "I care about you, but I'm no longer able to engage in conversations that only focus on problems without a willingness to seek solutions. I can listen for a bit, but then we need to talk about something else. Or I need to go." It's about offering empathy. Yes, but protecting your boundaries, moving on from those who drain your emotional well-being. Let's consider a type that can quietly devastate your financial peace, the entitled borrower. This isn't about helping out a loved one in a genuine, one-time crisis, which we all do. This is about the person who consistently, perhaps even habitually, asks for money with an expectation rather than a humble request. They might have a long list of excuses for why they can't pay you back, or why they need yet another loan. And each time, the promise to repay feels emptier than the last. You might find yourself dipping into savings meant for your retirement, for your own medical needs, or for the experiences you've always dreamed of. The quiet ruin here is the slow erosion of your financial security. Perhaps it starts with a small loan for groceries, then progresses to rent, car repairs, or even a down payment for something entirely unnecessary. Each time you say yes, you're not just lending money, you're investing in their irresponsibility and diminishing your own future. They might use guilt, stories of hardship, or even anger if you refuse, making you feel heartless. But remember, Your financial stability after 60 isn't just about comfort. It's about independence, peace of mind, and the ability to care for yourself without burdening others. To navigate this, remember that no is a complete sentence. You can express empathy for their situation. But state clearly that you are unable to provide financial assistance. You might offer to help them explore community resources or budget advice. But refrain from opening your wallet. Your hard-earned money is yours to protect for your own well-being. That leads us directly to the third type of individual who can quietly, but powerfully, diminish your peace, the manipulative guilt tripper. These are the people who expertly wield your kindness, your sense of obligation, or your desire to be a good person as weapons to get what they want. They don't ask outright. They subtly imply, lament, or create situations where you feel immense pressure to step in. Perhaps they say things like, "I don't know what I'd do without you." After presenting you with a problem, they expect you to solve. Or they make you feel responsible for their happiness or well-being. They might bring up past favors, exaggerate their helplessness, or even use your affection against you. The quiet ruin here is the constant feeling of obligation, the erosion of your free will, and the inability to say no without feeling a crushing weight of guilt. You might find yourself agreeing to do things you don't want to do, spending time you don't have, or making sacrifices that leave you feeling resentful and depleted, all because you've been skillfully manipulated into believing it's your duty. Recognizing their tactics is the first step. When you feel that knot of guilt tightening, pause. Ask yourself if this is a genuine request for help or an attempt to control your actions through emotional leverage. Protecting yourself means understanding that you are not responsible for another adult's happiness or problems unless you freely and willingly choose to be. Setting boundaries with guilt trippers often means calmly stating your limits without explanation or apology. You can say, "I understand you're in a tough spot, but I won't be able to help with that." Or, "I've already made other plans." And then gracefully change the subject or end the conversation. Your peace of mind is too valuable to be held hostage by someone else's emotional manipulations. Now that we've explored how your emotions and finances can be silently drained, let's consider another type of person who can quietly poison your social landscape and inner tranquility. The constant gossip monger and drama creator. We all enjoy a bit of lighthearted chatter, but this person takes it to another level. They thrive on conflict, on spreading rumors, on dissecting other people's lives with a critical and often malicious eye. Every conversation with them inevitably spirals into negative talk about someone else, or a detailed recounting of some chaotic event they were involved in, or perhaps even created. They might try to draw you into their disputes, expecting you to take sides, or use you as a sounding board for their endless complaints about others. The quiet ruin this type inflicts isn't immediately obvious. It's a slow accumulation of negative energy. You might start to feel anxious about social gatherings, or find yourself judging others more harshly, or even worry that you are the subject of their next gossip session when you're not around. This constant immersion in negativity pollutes your mind and steals your joy. It replaces genuine connection with superficial chatter and suspicion. Your precious time is better spent cultivating meaningful relationships built on trust and positive engagement, rather than being dragged into the endless cycle of someone else's drama. Protecting yourself from this type of person involves politely but firmly steering conversations away from gossip. Or, if necessary, excusing yourself from their presence. You can say, "Oh, I really prefer not to discuss other people's private lives." Or, "Let's talk about something more positive." If they persist, limit your time with them. Your peace is too important to be sacrificed on the altar of idle chatter and manufactured conflict. Following on from those who inject negativity into your social circle, we come to the fifth type of person who can quietly diminish your sense of worth and reciprocity, the one-sided relationship taker. This individual reaches out only when they need something from you. Maybe it's a ride to an appointment, a favor that requires your time and effort, or advice that they never truly intend to follow but need to extract from you. They are masters of receiving but rarely, if ever, offer support, ask how you are truly doing, or reciprocate kindness. When you need help, they are conveniently unavailable. too busy, or simply disappear. You might find yourself constantly feeling used, unappreciated, or as if your kindness is a bottomless well from which they can draw without ever replenishing. The quiet ruin here is the gradual erosion of your self-esteem and your belief in balanced, mutual relationships. You might begin to doubt if you have any truly supportive friends or family, because the relationships you dedicate time to feel so imbalanced. After 60, your relationships should be sources of joy, companionship, and mutual respect, not constant obligations. Protecting yourself from the one-sided relationship taker means recognizing their pattern and consciously choosing to invest your time and energy in relationships where there is genuine reciprocity. It's okay to say no to requests from people who consistently take without giving back. You don't need to justify your reasons. Simply state that you are unable to help at this time. Focus on nurturing connections with people who uplift you, who genuinely care about your well-being, and who offer as much as they receive. Your time and kindness are valuable assets that should be shared with those who truly appreciate them and contribute positively to your life. Now, let's delve into a particularly sensitive and often challenging type, one that many over 60 find themselves grappling with: the disruptive dependent. Often an adult child or a close relative. This isn't about offering support to family in times of genuine need. It's about a pattern where an adult individual consistently relies on you for financial, emotional, or even practical support, long past the point where they should be independent, to the detriment of your own well-being and retirement plans. Perhaps they frequently move back home, expect you to cover their bills, or rely on you for childcare or daily tasks without contributing meaningfully themselves. They might struggle to hold a job, manage their finances, or simply take responsibility for their own lives. And every time they face a challenge, they turn to you to solve it. The quiet ruin this situation brings is profound. It can hijack your retirement dreams, deplete your savings that were meant for your own comfort and security, and steal your peace of mind. You might find yourself constantly worried about their future, unable to travel, pursue hobbies, or simply enjoy the freedom you've earned because you're perpetually tied to their needs and crises. This kind of dependency can also create immense emotional strain, guilt, and even resentment. Setting boundaries here is perhaps the hardest but most crucial step. It means gently, but firmly, fostering their independence. Even if it causes discomfort in the short term, this might involve saying no to financial requests, setting clear expectations for living arrangements, or stepping back from solving their problems for them, allowing them to learn from their own consequences. It's about empowering them to stand on their own 2 feet, not enabling their dependence. This isn't about abandoning them. It's about freeing both of you to live fuller lives. It's about recognizing that your responsibility to them has evolved, and now, your primary responsibility is to yourself and your own golden years. It's a loving, albeit tough, decision that ultimately benefits everyone involved by promoting growth and self-sufficiency. Finally, we arrive at the 7th type of person who can quietly, but significantly, undermine your life after 60: the health saboteur or enabler. This individual might not directly harm you, but their influence on your well-being can be insidious. They are the ones who might constantly offer you unhealthy foods when you are trying to eat better, dismiss your efforts to exercise as overdoing it, or encourage late nights and sedentary habits when you're striving for a healthier lifestyle. Perhaps they scoff at your doctor's advice, or tell you that a little bit won't hurt when you're trying to stick to a dietary plan. They might even subtly mock your efforts to stay active, making you feel self-conscious or uncool for prioritizing your health. The quiet ruin here is the slow erosion of your commitment to your own physical and mental well-being. It can make healthy choices feel like a battle, rather than a natural part of your routine. After 60, maintaining your health is paramount. It's the foundation for living a vibrant, independent, and joyful life. When someone consistently undermines your efforts, they aren't just affecting your diet or exercise. They're chipping away at your longevity, your energy, and your quality of life. Protecting yourself from a health saboteur means setting clear boundaries around your health choices. You can politely decline unhealthy offerings, explain your commitment to your well-being without apology, and choose activities and company that support your healthy lifestyle goals. You don't need to justify your choices to anyone, especially when those choices are about securing your health and happiness for the years to come. Your well-being is non-negotiable, and aligning yourself with people who respect and support your efforts is essential. So, we've walked through 7 types of individuals where extending certain kinds of help can quietly, but profoundly, impact your life after 60. From the constant emotional drainers and the entitled borrowers who chip away at your financial security, to the manipulative guilt trippers who steal your peace, the drama creators who pollute your social landscape, the one-sided relationship takers who diminish your sense of worth, the disruptive dependents who hijack your future, and finally, the health saboteurs who undermine your well-being. The common thread here isn't about being heartless. It's about being discerning. It's about understanding that your most valuable assets in your golden years, your time, your energy, your financial security, your emotional peace, and your health, are precious and finite. They deserve to be protected fiercely. Remember, setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's an act of profound self-preservation and self-love. It's about ensuring that your later years are filled with the joy, the peace, and the freedom you've worked so hard for and absolutely deserve. It's about creating space for truly supportive, reciprocal relationships and for pursuing the activities and dreams that bring you genuine happiness. You've given so much throughout your life. Now is the time to prioritize your own well-being and happiness without guilt or hesitation. Have you encountered any of these situations in your own life? How did you handle them? Or how do you plan to address them after hearing this? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Your wisdom and stories could provide invaluable guidance and comfort to someone else navigating similar challenges. If this video resonated with you, if it offered a new perspective or simply confirmed what you've already felt in your heart, please give it a thumbs up. It truly helps us reach more people who need this message. And make sure to subscribe to our channel for more practical advice and empowering content on living your best life at every age. We're here to support you every step of the way, helping you embrace the freedom, joy, and peace that awaits you in these wonderful years. Your golden years are meant for you. Protect them fiercely, live them fully, and embrace the incredible freedom that comes with knowing when to say no so you can truly say yes to your own happiness. You deserve nothing less. Live your best life at every age.